Because how much charge do you have?
It has 9 charges.
Okay, I'll start it back. I'll start it back.
Can we get some food when you're done with that?
Hi, everybody. You are now live with me and my little ones.
Hi.
We are in Lacey, Washington today. And the morning started out okay. We're going to probably just go find some hot tea and some breakfast. And then keep on this job search. Keep looking for my destination. Not really sure of where I want to go. I've been doing a lot of praying, a lot of meditating. The answer still has not come to me yet. But since we've been back from Costa Rica, I really wanted to go back there. But it's not looking like that's going to happen no time soon. Living in Costa Rica, you have to have a residual income or a partner or some kind of income that'll help you to live and survive in Costa Rica. This having to come back to the States was difficult. It was a difficult choice. I didn't want to do it, but I did. So now I'm just trying to figure it all out. I haven't figured it out yet. I go with the flow. I'm so I'm beyond tears. I'm beyond exhausted. That's just not even an excuse anymore. Like, I don't even make up anything, any kind of negative comments. I always just say it's going to go how it's going to go. Lord, keep me covered through the day. Just make sure that I don't lose my mind. Make sure I keep a positive energy. Make sure I don't forget anything. Like, it's all the above things that go through my mind on a regular basis. But Lord knows, this has been the roughest journey. And I mean, I try to explain it to people as best I can, but home is where your heart is and what you make it. I mean, yes, it's difficult not having a foundation, especially when I have my little one. It's hard to always be living out of a suitcase. There's a good and a bad side of being nomadic, and there's pros and cons. Like, it's good and bad to everything. But when I tell you the rough side of nomadic living with children, it's a little more, it comes with a little bit more stress. But we manage. I have all of his snacks and juice, and we have a lot of meals that we can take on the go. I have a few friends in different states that are like, come here and we'll help you. You can work with us. I'm just waiting for the call. Like it's not even. There's no plan. There's no plan. There is no plan, dear God. There is no plan. I just do what I can. And even when I get to my destination, I have to organize my son, make sure that he has childcare, make sure he's in school, make sure we doing all the things that we need to do to be able to function throughout the day. Because when I tell you daycare be eating people alive nowadays, child daycare be eating. And I'm like, man, I might need to change my career to daycare, childcare, taking care of people, kids. Cause baby, that's why they paying whole mortgages and Bugatti notes. Kids is worth kids is worth a lot of money around here. But when I tell you I'm tired, I'm tired, y'all. And before anybody be like, why you don't go live with your family, go live with this person, go live with that person. When you have lived on your own for so long, ain't no go live with nobody. And it ain't even making nobody look bad or feel bad. You just don't want to go live with nobody. That's just you created your own rules and the way you like to live and where you want to go and how you want to pick up. That's one of the beautiful sides about being nomadic. Yes, it is like a situation to where you don't really have a foundation. But then you look at the beautiful side, you're able to meet so many people and network and move around. Like it's a beautiful part to being nomadic and it's a scary part too. Sometimes you have to worry about where you're going to park if you do decide that you're going to camp in your car or if you want to tent camp or whatever. You got to be really careful nowadays because certain places aren't safe to do that, especially as brown people. So I feel like it's one of those things to where you have to find your balance and then be happy with what you decide to do for yourself. If you like to travel, do that. Don't have any regrets. Don't allow anybody to tell you you're crazy because you don't have a home or you don't have all these millions of dollars and you don't have all these thousands of dollars. Hell, some people don't even have hundreds of dollars. They move on a small budget. And when they get to that destination, they end up thriving. That's what my desire is for me and my son. Like, is to go in a place where we find our community, we find our village, we find our people. We find people that have our like mind and don't have this whole conditional type love and feel for us that most people traditionally do, where you can stay but you can't stay that long, or you can come over but don't outweigh your welcome, or they allow you to stay in their home just long enough for them to talk about you. It's so many different things that we go through as people that want to just be independent, but then in the same breath, we want people to love us for who we are. Even if we do decide to live out of a suitcase, or if we decide that we don't want to buy a home, or if we don't like to stay in one place, there's people that are just, they want to be free. Most of us don't want to be tied down to anything. A lot of times that's just how it goes. We've been tied down to things, we've learned from our lessons, and we're like, no, I realized in this world all I need is myself and my faith and my children. That's it. And now I've come to a point to where all I need is myself and my baby. It was hard at first. When I tell you, the pill to swallow of being homeless was hard. Like the hardest thing I had ever had to swallow, because I hadn't been in that situation before. But it taught me to appreciate what I have in front of me, and appreciate my son more, and appreciate the things that I actually do have, and the things that I know how to do, and just enhance the beauty of myself, my insides personally. God will strip you down sometimes just to reveal yourself of who you really are underneath, and how much faith you have at the end of the day. Like, I know that regardless of what I go through, at the end of the day, I have so much faith. Like, I have so much faith. And I've been in rougher situations. Like, we all know, God, He protects His babies. He protects His soldiers. He gives His strongest soldiers the toughest battles. The toughest battles. And at the end of the day, you get the choice of if you're going to just strip down and say, okay, God, you got it. All faith, all everything. And I know people be like, girl, please, you can't talk about God. God don't exist, especially in a world that's like this. Man, yes, He do. Yes, He do. Especially in a world like this. It's just certain things are allowed to be controlled so that people can actually develop their own choices. Like, people you gotta give them the choice. If they choose to be murderers, they choose to be robbers, they choose to be, you live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword. And then at the end of the day, wages for sin is death. But that Bible was written back when they was going through situations. You see what I'm saying? They wrote down their situations and their testimonies for what they were going through. So that's just letting you know that in the Bible you actually have options. That book is there to let you know the options of how to deal with things, to maybe kind of give you scenarios. It's just a basic guide. It's not something that you're supposed to look at and follow every rule for word for word. That ain't what it's there for. Of my faith, I need to be reminded. They powerful oblivious to it. That's why when you're out what to do past that point, because they don't lost what they thought was the power that they had, or they don't lost what they thought was their key to everything. You gotta find your balance in between everything you go through in this life. You have to find the balance. You have to find the good and the bad. If you're not supposed to be, and if something just happens to disappear from you, or it's just not your timing, it's not for you, then it's not for you. God's saving you from something, or that higher power that you believe in is saving you from something that it could have been damn near carrying you to your death. It could have been carrying you to the end of whatever. So you never sit down and blame God, the faith. You never blame yourself. You don't sit up and beat yourself. You check yourself. When something happens and you get put into a situation where you get robbed of everything, stripped down, check yourself. Because he's telling you something. Open them ears. Get the wax out. Stop thinking that you know it all. We don't. I mean, I was everything, my business, my supervisor position, my company, like everything that I could possibly do has been stripped from me. Why? Because he wants me to sit down and focus on one thing. I already know what it is. My butt is all over the place. I'm just grasping at straws, trying to figure out what he really wants me to do. At the end of the day, I really believe it's put all of my time and attention into my son. So my son is already homeschooled. I'm going to end up with a bomb job that's probably remote, where I can work from home and take him to school every day.
Mom, can you turn on the car back on?
Yes, I can. Take him to school every day. Make sure that he, knows that his mom is involved in all his PTOs, his PTA meetings, times, vacations, camps. Little things that he likes to do, make sure that I have those things paid for. Just make it all about him. He's been through a lot. So have I. And when I left Alaska, it devastated me. Took a lot from me. And God wasn't finished yet. So this journey has been a beautiful one, but it has also had a lot of tears. Um, I have beat myself up several times, like, oh, you've had all this money, you should have done this, you should have done X, Y, Z. But I wasn't thinking long term down the road. I wasn't expecting to lose a role that I worked so hard for. I wasn't expecting to be mistreated by people that I would do anything for. I wasn't expecting to be displaced after I explained that I had lost everything in Washington State. I wasn't expecting these people that were being gods, I wasn't expecting them to turn a deaf ear to me when I said I needed them the most. So this is where I am. I know it looks like I froze, but I promise you I didn't. I'm just very slow motion because I'm so tired. Like I'm so tired. Um, yeah. I just don't know what else to do. And before I do something that will jeopardize myself and my son, as far as trying to have a job, leaving him in a hotel, leaving him in a car, trying to piece together childcare. Before I go through all of that, I'm going to give all my faith. I'm going to find that remote job. I'm going to find that company that cares about me. I'm going to I'm going to wait for that family advocate. I'm going to wait for those people to provide us with the resources that we need. Is there snacks in here? Nope. Just no. Yep. You had some bulgogi and rice in the room just 20 minutes before we left, so you can have a seat. Thank you. everybody asked all those questions. Do you have fear that you can lose your child living like this or XYZ? No, because my child's not abused, and he will tell you very quickly you are not taking him from his mama. He ain't going nowhere with you. Um, I am gonna keep. I think today I'm gonna keep journaling, and that time I take him in with his notebook and we journal together. Like I make him write and I write. That's how we keep up on his writing skills. And we do reading. We go to the libraries. We do the museum. We go to the jump center where he's able to jump all day, and he actually gets a lot of energy out that way. It rains a lot in Seattle, so I find a lot of indoor free activities. If not, just ask around for resources and see what we can do that's free. And if I can't find anything that's free, I kind of look at Groupon and see what I can find that is just kind of right. Um, I have a Planet Fitness um, membership that I use, and yeah, it works. Like I'm doing the best I can. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not worried too bad about anything. I just want to one secure a home base. I think soon. I want to secure a home base, and I want to, kind of get him settle into those elementary school years to where he can actually start doing sports and kind of like be a kid. Just this nomadic bouncing around. That's for single people when you don't have no kids. But when you have kids, I'm realizing that stability is really, really important. So anyway, so today we are going to kind of hang around. I'm gonna go again online and look for some more resources and see where I can find us a like campground or something like that for tonight. And usually they have some really cool camping areas. Like I know one of my favorite places is in Blue Pool, Oregon. Beautiful down there. But we also have the rainforest. And I'm thinking about doing that little coastline for a little bit. We might move around like that. But anyway, I hope everybody has a blessed rest of their day. Please remember to love yourselves, your children, and family. Be genuine. Be genuine people. Be honest people. There's no need to lie to anyone about anything. And make sure if you have a partner, make sure you're open and honest. Communicate with your partner. Love your partner. Make sure you tell your children you love them. Even if you're in a situation to where you are without, you're lacking. You're never lacking anything if you just open up, reach out. I know YouTube. This this has been a very transparent video, especially for me. Like I don't like to tell people my situation too much because people will judge you and they will do some things that will be very traumatizing to you. So I'm very careful about what type of content I put out and what I say. So I try to make sure that I'm very transparent though, when it comes to certain things like jobs and communication and people. But um yeah, for those people in the back at that damn hospital, back divisional, for everything you did to me, respectfully, fuck you. Yeah, respectfully, fuck you. I found out that they were taking my money and having it sent back to the hospital address, which that's another story. That's another story. That's another story. But I found you. I found out. I know what you did to me. I know what you've done to me. And let's just get into it. I'm gonna talk about it. So I worked as a supervisor at this hospital, and towards the end, I started having more and more discrimination, more and more problems. I had more and more issues with my manager all the way up to HR. I reported this discrimination to HR. I was given um, employee assistant representative. I was given a therapist. I called the therapist. I was wondering why I'm getting disciplined and these people are calling me all kinds of N words. These people are talking about me behind my back. The HR department was forcing me to do ungodly things to people that were unethical. They were causing me, they were bickering behind my back, and I was a brand new supervisor to this role. These people would ignore me after I sent an email to my supervisor letting him know that I was getting discriminated against by my own team. Like, these were my employees. I found emails to where he was announcing my leaving and then coming back when it was a mental depression that they were putting me into. I could not sleep. I could not eat. I had to make crazy schedules. Like, it was so bad to the point to where I just took a leave of absence. Well, when I come back, I started getting suspended. My first time getting suspended, I was suspended because I was accused of stealing supplies from the hospital and actually using them to fund my business. Now, mind you, when I did my interview and I was hired by this hospital, which I was hired by this hospital in October, I was put into my job, my actual job, November 8th of 2022. So my business that I had started where I originally came from was Washington State. I originally came from Seattle, Washington, which my business was started back in August of 2022. So my business was already established way before I took this job in November. Do you know these people first they said they accused me, they suspended me and accused me of stealing supplies from the hospital and then using them to fund my business. But what they do to YouTube, which I know, hey YouTube, shout out to YouTube. They go onto YouTube and use the videos that I have of me doing my job at work because I do so much as far as discrimination and lies and these threats that I'm starting to record myself so I don't get in no trouble. They find two videos on YouTube and then they tell me, hand me my badge back and tell me that I can go back to work and that I didn't do anything wrong. But I needed to remove these videos. Now, mind you, my videos are educational. Okay. It was in a store closet, in a storage closet. It did not say anything about it have any type of patient information out. I didn't have the lab information out. You wouldn't know anything about the storage closet unless you worked in this hospital. They wanted to discipline me for this particular thing. So I was given my badge back, and I wasn't terminated. Then, at the next, a week later to the date, I was suspended yet again. They suspend me again, and this time when I asked, I didn't ask why I was suspended the first time. I just assumed it. Second time I get suspended within that first week. The second time I'm suspended, they tell me that I was talking bad about other employees, working on my business while I was on the clock in the break room, and I did not clock out. I said, say what? I said, first of all, I wasn't working on any business. If as a mobile phlebotomist, you have to be physically there to stick someone in order to get any of that stuff. You have to physically be there to stick somebody. So if I'm on the phone or if I'm talking to somebody about their business and I'm in the break room, how am I wrong? It's on my break. I'm a supervisor. Why am I getting clocked by other people as if I'm supposed to be on the floor and doing phlebotomy? I'm a supervisor. It got so bad to where the point of I had already reported them to the EEOC for the things that they were doing to me, but it got so bad that they even started discriminating worse. They were like, okay, you know what? Can you just tell her to go ahead and resign effective immediately? We don't want her to come back. Why? What did she do? She didn't do nothing wrong. She's educated. You hired her for whatever reason you hired her. You hired her. She was valid for all certifications that you asked her for to train your whole entire department. The department started deteriorating when they realized I was a brown girl that was running a department. And I never in my life altered myself. I didn't change. I didn't care about no power. I was still that humble little country girl that you what you see is what you get. I don't change just because I got authority. I didn't care about the authority. I cared about the people. The same people that were sitting there begging for raises, and I showed them how to structure a letter and I directed them to who to talk to. Same person that you put in place to represent and fight for these people that you hired. So this second time they suspended me, I was like, you guys, that's a joke. My job was established my company was established in August, and it's in Washington State. And when you interviewed me, you knew I had a business. You're going to tell unemployment when it came time for me to file unemployment that I sat there and stole time. I was in the break room, and I had a business that was a job. I gave up everything I had to come here to Alaska to help y'all, and this is the fuck you I get. When I tell you, I will never they don't ever have to worry about me again. And that's the reason when I do figure out the defamation and all of the things that they did do to me and the way that I can attack them, I will. Because when I tell you it was illegal, it was illegal. Y'all, I lost everything behind Max 2 Regional Medical Center in Alaska, Wasilla, Alaska. I lost everything because of them. Because of them. And then, like I said, once I went and did unemployment, these people lied and told them that I was stealing time while I was in the break room. And I sat there and had a company that was a conflict of my job. But my company was established it was established in August. Hello. When I tell you, it keeps happening to me. It just keeps happening to me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know how I'm going to continue to feed my child. Develop. I'm trying to develop this program to where I have so many resources and I'm such a knowledgeable person that I can help others. So I'm trying to find this whole web page and counseling type um, platform. So that way people will, kind of use me that way as being their advisor. But I'm not trying to give away no more nothing. I'm depleted. I don't have nothing else to give. And there will never be another trainer like me. I promise you that. I'm so dedicated. I'm so passionate about the laboratory and what I like to do. I'm so passionate. So until next time, I pray everybody well. Please, again, love yourself, love each other. Make sure you are the first person that you hug in the morning. You are the first person that you look in the mirror and say, I love you. Give you all of the energy that you need to make it through this day. All my peace and love. Be well. Black butterflies out.